Hello and welcome back to Sanatan Path. Neem Karoli Baba, affectionately known as Maharaj, was a beacon of divine love and simplicity. His teachings on meditation go beyond techniques, touching the essence of devotion, surrender, and universal love. He emphasized that meditation is a natural and deeply personal process tied to one's connection with God and the inner self. Today, we'll uncover Maharaj's profound yet simple insights and explore stories that reveal the depth of his grace and presence. Let's embark on this spiritual journey together. 1. Natural devotion and simplicity. Maharaj often conveyed that the ultimate goal of meditation was not bound by complex techniques, but was about connecting with God and experiencing love. In Miracle of Love, Ram Das recounted Maharaj saying, "The best form of meditation is all about simplicity. Chant the name of God and love everyone." This underscores that meditation, for Maharaj, was about engaging the heart and not just the mind. 2. Repetition of the divine name. Maharaj often instructed devotees to meditate through the repetition of God's name. This method, known as japa, was central to his teachings and reflected his devotion to Ram Nam, the name of Lord Ram. As described in By His Grace, he would sometimes say, "Why do you worry about meditation? Just remember God's name." 3. Meditation in daily life. Maharaj exemplified how meditation transcends seated practice. It is about awareness and presence in all aspects of life. In The Near and the Dear, Dada Mukherjee observed that Maharaj was always in a state of awareness, whether interacting with devotees or in silence. 4. Surrender to grace. Maharaj encouraged surrender rather than striving for complex spiritual techniques. In Divine Reality, he reminded devotees that meditative states arise naturally when one's heart is open and surrendered to God. 5. Mantra and love as meditation. For Maharaj, love was meditation. He often connected the practice to the embodiment of love, seeing God in all, and serving others selflessly. This love-centered approach made meditation accessible to all, regardless of background. Jai Shri Ram. Jai Hanuman. Maharaj's interactions with other spiritual figures often carried profound lessons, revealing his divine nature and respect for all paths. Here's a story from Barefoot in the Heart, and By His Grace that highlights his humility and grace. The meeting with Anandamayi Ma. One day, Maharaj decided to visit Anandamayi Ma, a revered saint in India known as the joy-permeated mother. Both were highly respected spiritual figures, and devotees from both sides eagerly awaited this meeting, sensing it would be a profound moment. When Maharaj arrived at Anandamayi Ma's ashram, she greeted him with great respect, calling him Maharaj. He immediately prostrated before her, humbly bowing to her feet. Anandamayi Ma, in her gentle way, smiled and said, "Why are you bowing to me, Baba? You are beyond such rituals." Maharaj laughed and replied, "Ma, you are the embodiment of the Divine Mother. Everyone bows to the Mother." The two saints then spent hours talking, laughing, and sharing stories, although much of their conversation was private and beyond the understanding of those present. At one point, Anandamayi Ma turned to Maharaj's devotees and said, "You are so fortunate to be with Maharaj. He is not just a saint, he is a siddh, a perfected being." Maharaj, in his characteristic playful way, dismissed her words, saying, "No, no, Ma, it's you who is the Divine One." They continued to exchange words of love and mutual reverence, creating an atmosphere of unity and grace that deeply touched everyone present. The lesson. This interaction reflects Maharaj's humility, even in the company of great spiritual figures, and his unwavering respect for all forms of divinity. His lightheartedness and joy were constant reminders that true spirituality transcends ego and hierarchy. Both saints showed their devotees that the divine is everywhere and manifests in countless forms. Jai Shri Ram. Jai Hanuman. Maharaj had a profound and mutual respect for Anandamayi Ma, a saint widely regarded as an embodiment of the Divine Mother. On one occasion, Maharaj decided to visit her. When he arrived, Ma was sitting surrounded by her devotees. Maharaj quietly entered and sat humbly at her feet without announcing himself. Anandamayi Ma immediately recognized him. Smiling warmly, she said, "You are always hiding yourself. Why do you cover your divinity with this blanket?" Maharaj, in his characteristic way, laughed and replied, "Ma, you are the mother of the universe. What is there for me to show in front of you?" The two saints sat in silence for a while, communicating without words. Anandamayi Ma's devotees were mesmerized by the palpable energy of love and divinity radiating between them. Before leaving, Maharaj offered his respectful pranams to Ma. She blessed him, saying, "You are doing great work, spreading love and devotion. Continue to inspire people to find their connection with God." This story, recounted in Miracle of Love, beautifully illustrates the reverence Maharaj held for other realized beings and their shared purpose of uplifting humanity through love and service. It reflects Maharaj's humility and his recognition of the divine in others. His interactions with Anandamayi Ma demonstrate the unity among saints and their collective dedication to spreading spiritual wisdom and love. Jai Shri Ram. Jai Hanuman. In another wandering story, recounted in by His Grace, Maharaj once roamed into a devotee's home unannounced. The family, known for their deep devotion, had nothing to offer him but a tiffin box with a bit of leftover food. When Maharaj opened the tiffin, he smiled, ate it joyfully, and blessed the family. However, when they checked the tiffin later, it was full of prasad, blessed food, that miraculously appeared. Maharaj's presence transformed their humble offering into a divine feast. These stories reveal how Maharaj's simple, unassuming presence carried divine grace that transformed the lives of everyone he encountered. Jai Shri Ram. Jai Hanuman. Maharaj's roaming was not random. It was purposeful, driven by a divine will. In divine reality, devotees recount that wherever Maharaj went, miracles followed. His travels were a way to meet those who needed him, to uplift spirits, and to spread the teachings of love and devotion. While Maharaj was traveling, a small incident with a railway train became a testament to his spiritual powers and compassion. This story is recounted in Miracle of Love. Maharaj was once seen sitting on the railway tracks near a village. A train approached, but despite the engineer's attempts to stop the train in time, it would not halt. Witnesses say Maharaj calmly gestured with his hand, and miraculously, the train stopped abruptly, just short of where he was sitting. This was baffling because there was no apparent mechanical reason for the train's sudden halt. Afterward, Maharaj was heard saying that someone on the train was in trouble and needed help. Indeed, it was discovered that a person on the train was gravely ill, and by some inexplicable means, Maharaj had intervened to ensure the train stopped so the situation could be addressed. The event left the villagers and passengers in awe of his divine capabilities. Jai Shri Ram. Jai Hanuman. One day, Maharaj was sitting with a group of devotees around a fire in a remote location. It was a chilly night, and Maharaj was wrapped in his signature blanket. A devotee accidentally dropped some burning coal onto the blanket. Horrified, the devotees rushed to remove the coal, fearing that the precious blanket would catch fire. But Maharaj calmly waved them off, saying, "Leave it." To everyone's astonishment, the coal burned for a while on the blanket, but left no mark or damage. When someone asked how this was possible, Maharaj smiled mischievously and said, "What is fire? Nothing happens when God's grace is there." He then chuckled and changed the subject as though nothing unusual had occurred. This story is recounted in Miracle of Love and reflects how Maharaj existed in a realm beyond the limitations of ordinary reality. He demonstrated, often in subtle and playful ways, that divine grace can override the laws of nature. This story captures Maharaj's effortless relationship with the divine. For him, the miraculous wasn't about showing power, but reminding his devotees to see beyond the material world's limits. Jai Shri Ram. Jai Hanuman. One of the well-known saints Maharaj encountered was Jeevan Baba, a reclusive and powerful ascetic. Jeevan Baba lived in isolation, meditating deeply in a forest. Maharaj, with his characteristic playfulness, decided to visit him one day unannounced. When Maharaj reached Jeevan Baba's hut, the ascetic was initially reluctant to entertain any visitors. Maharaj sat outside, radiating love and refusing to leave. Gradually, Jeevan Baba became curious and invited him in. They sat together in silence, an unspoken communion taking place between the two saints. Finally, Jeevan Baba broke the silence and remarked, "You are not an ordinary man. I can see the whole universe within you. Why are you here in this world of illusion?" Maharaj laughed and replied, "Why are you asking me this, Baba? You yourself are lost in God. Who else would understand why the divine plays these games in the world?" The two laughed heartily, and Maharaj shared prasad with him before leaving. The meeting was a profound moment for Jeevan Baba, who later commented that Maharaj was a unique saint who carried both simplicity and immense spiritual power. This story, shared in divine reality and miracle of love, reflects how Maharaj's presence could transcend egos and create a divine connection even with other great saints. It highlights the humility and deep connection Maharaj shared with other spiritual beings. His interactions were never about hierarchy, but about sharing divine love and acknowledging the oneness of all. Jai Shri Ram. Jai Hanuman. The stolen blanket. Maharaj's iconic blanket, his kamli, was an inseparable part of him and seemed imbued with his energy. Once, when Maharaj was traveling, a thief decided to steal this blanket. Despite the crowd around Maharaj, the thief managed to grab the blanket and run off into the forest. The devotees were horrified and begged Maharaj to allow them to retrieve it. Maharaj, however, laughed and said, "Let him keep it. It will do him good." The devotees were confused but obeyed his wish. Days later, the thief returned, looking visibly shaken and remorseful. He placed the blanket at Maharaj's feet and began weeping. He confessed that ever since he had stolen the blanket, he couldn't sleep as he kept dreaming of Maharaj's eyes staring at him with immense love. He felt as if the blanket itself was alive and wouldn't let him rest. Maharaj, with a twinkle in his eye, said, "Why are you crying now? Didn't you enjoy keeping it? Take it if you want. It belongs to everyone." Overwhelmed by Maharaj's grace and forgiveness, the thief fell at his feet and vowed to turn his life around. Maharaj blessed him and gave him food before sending him on his way. This story, shared in miracle of love and by his grace, showcases Maharaj's boundless compassion. He didn't view the thief with anger or judgment, but instead saw his soul's suffering and used the moment to transform his life. It also highlights Maharaj's understanding of the deeper workings of karma and grace, reminding us of his role as a catalyst for spiritual growth, even in the most unlikely circumstances. Jai Shri Ram. Jai Hanuman. The tea miracle. One day, Maharaj was sitting with a group of devotees at the Kanchi ashram. It was a chilly afternoon, and Maharaj suddenly said, "Let's have tea." The devotees scrambled to prepare it, but there was a problem. The ashram had no milk. A devotee mentioned this to Maharaj, and he smiled mischievously, saying, "Go to the road. Milk will come." Though puzzled, the devotee obeyed and went to the road, where he stood waiting. Within moments, a milk truck appeared. The driver stopped and asked, "Is there an ashram nearby? My truck has broken down, and I need to get rid of this milk before it spoils. Can you use it?" The devotee was stunned, but gratefully accepted the milk. Soon, everyone in the ashram enjoyed steaming cups of chai, and Maharaj laughed, as if it were the most natural thing in the world. This story, recounted in Miracle of Love and by his grace, illustrates Maharaj's ability to orchestrate events in perfect alignment with divine timing. His simple request for tea became an opportunity for his devotees to witness the interconnectedness of all things and to trust in the divine's mysterious ways. Maharaj often used such playful moments to teach deeper lessons, this one reminding his devotees to live with faith, surrender, and an open heart. Jai Shri Ram. Jai Hanuman. The Broken Bridge Miracle. One day, Maharaj was traveling with a group of devotees by car in the hills near Nainital. As they approached a narrow bridge, they found it had been completely washed away by a flood. The ragging river below made it impossible to cross, and the devotees became worried. Turning back would mean hours of delay, and it was unclear if there was another safe route. Maharaj, however, sat calmly in the car and said, "Go ahead. Drive over the bridge." The devotees were stunned. "But Maharaj," they exclaimed, "there's no bridge." Maharaj laughed and repeated, "Drive over the bridge." Trusting him, the driver cautiously started moving the car forward. To everyone's amazement, the car passed safely to the other side, as if the bridge had been there all along. When they looked back after crossing, there was still no bridge, only the rushing river. The devotees were in awe, but Maharaj sat quietly, as if nothing unusual had happened. When they expressed their amazement, he simply said, "Why do you worry? Hanumanji takes care of everything." This story, shared in miracle of love and divine reality, captures Maharaj's unshakable faith in divine power and his ability to manifest miracles when needed. It also teaches devotees the importance of surrendering fear and trusting in higher forces. Jai Shri Ram. Jai Hanuman. The Samosa Incident. Maharaj's love for food, especially simple Indian snacks like samosas, is well known among his devotees. Once, a devotee brought him a plate of samosas. Maharaj took one, broke it into small pieces, and began eating slowly, savoring each bite. Seeing this, another devotee decided to test Maharaj's omniscience and asked jokingly, "Maharaj, what are you eating?" Without missing a beat, Maharaj smiled mischievously and replied, "I'm eating the sins of my devotees." The devotee was stunned by this unexpected response. Maharaj burst into laughter, and soon everyone around him was laughing too. Yet beneath the humor, the answer hinted at Maharaj's deep compassion, his willingness to shoulder the burdens of his devotees out of pure love. Another humorous moment, the stolen laddu. In another instance, a devotee brought a laddu, a sweet treat, as an offering. Maharaj took it, broke it into pieces, and distributed it among the people sitting nearby. But when one piece remained, Maharaj turned to another devotee and playfully said, "Take this before someone steals it." The devotee couldn't help but laugh, knowing Maharaj was the one who had already stolen the laddu by eating most of it himself. Maharaj's laughter was infectious, and everyone joined in, basking the joy of the moment. Maharaj's humor was never trivial. It was a tool to dissolve egos, lighten heavy hearts, and bring people closer to the divine. Even his jokes carried a subtle teaching to approach life with joy, simplicity, and a sense of surrender. Jai Shri Ram. Jai Hanuman. The Cigarette Incident. Maharaj often played tricks on people to teach them important lessons or lighten their hearts. Once, a devotee who was a habitual smoker came to visit him. Out of respect, the man avoided smoking in Maharaj's presence, but would sneak off occasionally to have a cigarette. Maharaj, of course, was aware of everything. One day, he called the devotee over and said with a mischievous smile, "Where are your cigarettes? Give me one." The devotee was stunned but couldn't refuse. He handed Maharaj a cigarette. Maharaj held it, inspected it closely, and then declared loudly, "This is what you're putting into your mouth. What kind of prasad, offering, is this?" He chuckled and handed it back. Everyone burst out laughing, and the devotee felt both embarrassed and amused. The experience left him thinking deeply about his habit, and he eventually gave it up. Maharaj and the mango. Maharaj loved to tease devotees about their attachments. Once, a devotee brought a basket of mangoes for him. saying they were the sweetest mangoes he had ever tasted. Maharaj, with a gleam in his eye, said, "Really? Let me see." He took one mango, peeled it, and ate it slowly, exclaiming with each bite how delicious it was. Then he ate another, and another. One by one, Maharaj finished the entire basket of mangoes while the devotees watched, trying not to laugh. Finally, Maharaj looked at the empty basket and said, "Yes, they were very good. You were right." Everyone laughed at the scene, knowing Maharaj's playful way of detaching people from their pride and possessiveness. The disappearing spectacles. Another time, a devotee misplaced his glasses and was frantically searching for them. Maharaj observed quietly for a while before finally calling out, "What are you looking for?" "My spectacles, Maharaj." "I can't find them," the devotee replied. With a cheeky grin, Maharaj said, "Then how are you looking for them if you can't see?" The devotee paused and touched his face, realizing the glasses were already on his nose. Everyone burst into laughter, and Maharaj joined in, his laughter filling the room. The moment, though funny, was also a reminder to live with awareness and mindfulness. Maharaj's humor was a blend of divine playfulness and profound teaching, always aimed at dissolving egos and uplifting spirits. Thank you for joining me on this journey of exploring the divine grace and profound wisdom of Neem Karoli Baba. His stories remind us that love, service, and surrender can transform our lives in unimaginable ways. If you felt inspired by his teachings, or if his life has touched your heart, don't forget to like this video and share it with others who might find solace and joy in his message. And before you go, remember Baba's words: love everyone, serve everyone, and remember God. Stay blessed, stay inspired, and I'll see you in the next video with more stories and insights. Until then, Jai Baba Neem Karoli.